Dust Designs. My name is Sammy, and on this channel we do DIYs with signs, and there's always tons of laughter to be had. Today I'm teaming up with Sherry from Canterbury Cottage to bring you some awesome fall DIYs. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right into the crafting.
So first off, I never filmed from this angle, and secondly, I've never made anything like this before, so give me some grace here. So I'm taking one of the long floral blocks from Dollar Tree. I am putting the hot glue on all four corners that I know are going to be touching that Dollar Tree planter, and then I put a little extra. Now I'm taking half of one of those blocks, hot gluing it to the top because we need some height. Let that set up so it doesn't move around. Then I'm going to take two of the big leather Dollar Tree pumpkins. I get a skewer, put some hot glue on there, and I poke it right through that pumpkin. And then the tops of these are kind of janky, so I'm going to grab some of those leather leaves. I cut them down to size. I'm going to hot glue that to the side. I do this for both of the leather pumpkins here. And what I'm using to cut my skewers are some dog nail clippers, and they actually cut the floral stems pretty well too. So what I like to do when I do a floral project is start with my bigger items first. So of course I start with the big pumpkins, then I go in with the bigger flowers. Now all of my florals except these two florals are from Dollar Tree. These two were on like a Walmart bunch that I took apart. Now I'm going to work on basically my color theme, what I want to go in here, where I want to take my colors. I decided on oranges, the burgundy, tan, and then I'm going to go from there. So as you can see, I kind of am sticking in those bigger pieces first. Then I'm going to do the filler floral. So you could see the little tiny mums, the leaves. I'm also going to use the flocking balls from Dollar Tree. And then you want to keep going around and around your floral arrangement so that you're not, you don't want any of that floral foam to show at all. So then I take some more of the leather pumpkins. These are the ones that come with like the little clip on them. And I'm going to put those towards the top of the floral arrangement. And I really think for floral arrangements, the more variety you have of florals, the more high end it's going to look. So these are so cute. These are actually from Dollar Tree too. These like reddish sunflowers, and these went perfectly, and they filled so many of the holes that I had going on here. And I just want to tell you guys, I got this inspiration from Pinterest, and part of me was like, there's no way I can make this. One, it's definitely out of my comfort zone. I've never made anything like this before, and it looked hard, to be honest, but I am here to tell you that you guys can do hard things. You can look at a picture and be like, wow, there's no way I could do that. You just have to try, because I ended up saying, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I take all the florals out, I reuse them for something else. And I'm so glad that I made this, and I loved it so much that I wanted it to be my first DIY for you guys to see. So, keep that in mind when you're looking at stuff or looking at us doing things on YouTube. Like, you can do hard things, you just have to give it a try. And I am so proud of the way this looks. I even messaged Sherry right after I made it and was like, look at what I made. This is so out of my comfort zone, and look at how beautiful all of those colors look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this floral arrangement. Hope you loved the addition of those leather pumpkins, and let me know down in the comments what you think of this beautiful DIY.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed that first DIY. I know I did. I love crafting for fall, and I think a lot of other people do too. If you're coming over from Sherry's channel, hi and welcome. My name is Sammy. I'm a mother, a wife, a crafter. I am usually a hot mess, and I love being here with you guys all the time. So welcome. And if you guys don't know who Sherry is, I've actually shared her creations quite a few times on my Try It Tuesday challenge, but she is the most creative woman ever. Her her crafting, her technique is like beyond anything I've seen. She is just so talented, and you guys would be missing out if you didn't go and check out her channel. I'm going to leave her link down in the description box for you. So click on that, head over to her channel, tell her Unicorn Dust Designs sent you, and you guys know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the channel, if you're digging the DIYs, then make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure to comment. Check out the links down in the description box. And you guys, let's get back into the DIYs.
If you've seen any of my videos lately, I am on this like crazy cheetah leopard print kick. And I have been seeing like leopard cheetah DIYs everywhere. And so I was inspired to create this. So this is one of the oval platters from Dollar Tree. I always spray them with like a clear matte spray paint just so it gives something for the chalk paint to adhere to. At first I started with like a white rim. Then I went in with hazelnut, and then it started getting all over the rim. And then I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna have to go up with this paint, which actually ended up working out because then it brought in all of that beautiful detail on the rim of this oval plate. You can also make one of these pumpkins as well with these square ones, so keep that in mind if you can't find this one. So I just dust the hazelnut all over the place. I let it dry. Then I take my cheetah stencil. I'm going to take my rich black chalk paint by Folk Art, and I'm going to stipple that on with my stencil brush from Dollar Tree. These come in a 3-pack. And this reusable stencil I just made on my previous YouTube video, so I will put that in the description box if you guys want to find out how you can make this yourself using your Cricut. So after I'm done doing this, I'm going to peel it off. I do allow it to dry before not all the way dry, but I let it dry some, and then I will peel back the stencil. I'm going to do the same thing for the top of it as well. After we're done, I'm going to take some more of the leather pumpkins. I'm going to play around with the arrangement, and then I'm going to get some lamb's ear, and I'm going to stick those on, hot glue them, and then I'm going to hot glue the leather pumpkins. Now let me tell you, the leather pumpkins that come in the 5-pack and the 4-pack, when you are purchasing them, make sure you look at the bag, because these stems are on there so poorly that you need to make sure you're getting a good batch there. So I hot glue them all together in this little trio. I love the colors that they came out with this year. And then I start to work on a bow. So I do have a real-time bow video. It is in the description box for you. I'm taking 3 loops. I crisscross them together. I take a zip tie, play around, make sure it's straight, and then I pull it tight. I'm going to take some twine. No, not the nautical rope. We're going to do twine. I'm going to wrap that around the middle because I wanted it to look more, I guess, rustic. All of the ribbon I got at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to hot glue that to the top. And then I decide last minute that it needed this little sign. I did see something very similar online, and I was like, oh, do I want the pick? Do I not want the pick? So I found this welcome sticker bundle thing from Dollar Tree. I put it on the little garden chalkboard stake, and I hot glued it to the inside of the pumpkins. Put some hot glue on the back with some jute cord, and that is the end of this one. And you guys, I love how it turned out. And this is its beautiful debut. I absolutely love this. I don't know what is up with me and cheetah. I've never been a fan of cheetah, but for fall, my house is anything I make in cheetah is staying in my house for the fall season. Let me know what you think about cheetah down in the comments. All right, this one's really easy. I'm gonna take this sign that has the galvanized metal on it. I take the screws off and then I pop it off. Now I tried to remove the lettering with nail polish remover because some of Dollar Tree signs, they come off right away. This one, however, did not come off. I was like, oh man, y'all, of course it had, they had to make it hard on me here. So I flip it around. I take my hot gun, oh goodness, you guys, I'm a hot mess. I take my heat gun and I heat up that hot glue so that it gets soft again. Then I am going to take a mixture of like my razor blade and this like little spatula tool, and I scrape all of that off. Once that's done, I take this longer sign from Dollar Tree. I took the sticker off the back, and then I'm taking Pumpkin by Waverly. I'm going to paint the front, the back, and the sides. I do give the back where it has like the actual text 2 coats of paint. After that, I take some of the antique wax, and I'm trying to put it on any of the spots that like I missed with my brush, so it looks more intentional instead of like an afterthought. So after that dries, I get the metal piece again. I take the screws that it came, well, not that it came with. I totally lost those because they dropped on the floor, but luckily I keep everything that I take off of Dollar Tree stuff, and I had some screws that fit. So we screw that back in, then taking one of the leather words, I'm going to hot glue that on. Now, keep in mind, if you're using the word thankful, put it up a notch. I wasn't thinking, and my F was hanging off the bottom, so that when I went to go stand it up, I was like, dang it. And these come in this light tan and the darker tan, and they say thankful, blessed, and grateful, but they don't all 3 come together in a pack, so keep that in mind. Then I'm going to take this decal that I made on my Cricut, and we're going to stick that right on there. This will be available to my members. I will post that right away, and it says, in our home, we always wake up thankful. I love how easy this is. I love that it doesn't have to just be a fall DIY. It's something that, depending on the color, you can keep up all year long. These will make beautiful gifts as well, and they would actually look cute in like an office space or workspace. All right, this one. Does anybody else go around their craft room or their house and they're like, I could turn that into a pumpkin? That's basically what fall is all about in my craft room. So I'm going to take these little tag signs. This one's from Dollar Tree, and that chalkboard popped right off. So of course I'll save that for later. And then the paper peels right off, and I was like, yes, thank you. I'm going to take this scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and it has a texture on it. So like it has like a raised kind of feeling to it. I go ahead and measure it with the tag. I'm going to cut it out, and then I'm going to hot glue that onto our tag. Now don't ask me why or how I choose to put hot glue versus Mod Podge on these things, because the next one I totally put Mod Podge on it. But I hot glue it. Then I'm going to take my sander, and you can see this scrapbook paper like distresses so beautifully. Like I do it on top, and you could see all of the little like dots of it pop out. Love how this looks. I do the same thing for the smaller tag. This one I got at Dollar General, and you'll see with this one I chose to do Mod Podge. I don't know why I just didn't stick to hot glue, but you know what, you do you. All right, now I'm going to take the tops of some paint stir sticks that I had in my scrap pile. I'm going to get a baby wipe and antique wax and stain those. I'm going to hit them with the heat gun so that I speed up that process, and we are going to use these for the stems of our pumpkin. So using my detailed glue gun, I hit the top. Now, silly me, I end up getting, this is like my added security, and put it in the front. Don't ask me why, you guys, but I do the same thing to the big pumpkin, except I put the piece of wood in the back. Then we're going to glue the smaller one on top of our bigger pumpkin. Make sure you stand it up so they're sitting straight. Now we are going to take those leather leaves, and I cut those down to size. The stems that are on these are really soft. They're not wired at all, so they cut down very easily. I'm going to put them on both of the pumpkins, and then I've been having this obsession with raffia bows lately, and I think it's just because they're a little bit more rustic. They are so easy to make. You just take a bunch of raffia, wrap it around your hand, and then you tie them off in the middle. That is it, you guys. And so that is what I do for this one. I'm going to wrap the raffia in the middle of it, fan it out a little bit. We're going to hot glue that straight to the top of our big pumpkin. Then we're going to I'm always watching TV while I craft. And then, or I should say listening. And then we're going to kind of give it a haircut, trim it down so that they're not like too crazy. I'm going to do the same thing for the smaller pumpkin as well. Then taking another piece of scrap that I've kept, I think this came off of one of like the wood pallets from Dollar Tree. I hot glued that to the back of the bigger pumpkin. Then I'm going to stack 3 Jenga blocks on top of each other just to catch, since that pumpkin's pretty high. And then we have ourselves these cute pumpkins made out of tags. I love the way they came out. I love how like I use scraps for a lot of this stuff, but the leather leaves look so good with it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to thank Sherry once again for working with me today. And usually there are bloopers at the end of this video, but I accidentally deleted them and couldn't get them back. So have a great day, and I will see you on Saturday.